koozies? I love hot dogs. I love hot dogs.
Are you hiding because you're pooping? Oh, you want some privacy? Yeah, I don't think so. That's going on TikTok. I've been on the internet lately. TikTok mostly. Love the app. I just can't keep my mouth shut anymore. I can't do it. I can't keep my mouth shut on the absolutely unhinged content that I am seeing on that app. We've become an unhinged society. We've gotten lost as a species. Lately, specifically, it has felt sort of like we're in the darkest timeline. I can't quite stress enough how dark this timeline feels and how much I don't like it and how much I can't quite believe some of the things that I'm seeing on the internet are real. Not only are real, but are trending, are popular, are supported, and are considered normal, that we have normalized that just aren't normal at all. And I think it all comes down to like, make your money, get your coin, but at what cost? I think we're gonna talk about that today. Before we hop into today's video, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, which is HelloFresh. I've been working with them for a few years now. And if you don't know who they are, they're a meal delivery service. They deliver meals directly to your home each week. They're delivered in an insulated box, and in that box are the meals that you have chosen. They're super fast to make. They're really balanced and delicious. And I have just always loved every single meal that I've tried from HelloFresh. It's so nice to have something like that. Or maybe you don't know what you're gonna make for dinner tonight. You don't know what you're gonna do for a balanced meal, but you want something good and fast. It's delivered directly to you, and the meals are so good. I've never had one that I'm not obsessed with. If you ever feel like you want a wholesome homemade meal, but there's just not enough time, with HelloFresh, all you need is 15 minutes and you'll enjoy a tasty, satisfying meal made in your own kitchen. If you just look for their quick and easy dinner options, plus quick breakfasts, and they have lunches too. You can add snacks, sides, and more to your weekly HelloFresh order. Just simply shop HelloFresh's market and take your pick from the curated selection of over 100 add-on items. If life gets busy, you don't need to call for delivery. You can get HelloFresh. It's 25% cheaper than takeout and less expensive than grocery shopping too. You can just choose your recipes and receive fresh, pre-portioned ingredients so you can get cooking quickly. We've been at capacity mentally for the last month, and it's been really nice not to have to worry. We got our HelloFresh delivery. We've had at least those 3 meals in that week covered. We could add more if we wanted to, but it's been really nice to have. My kid always loves every single thing that we eat from HelloFresh. Is it yummy? Good, I'm glad you like it. Do the poke and scoop. Very good.
Poke and scooper.
If you guys are interested in checking out HelloFresh, you can go to HelloFresh.com and use code 50RawBeauty at checkout to get 50% off plus free shipping. That is HelloFresh.com using code 50RawBeauty at checkout for 50% off plus free shipping. And I thank you so much to HelloFresh for sponsoring the beginning portion of today's video and for continuing to partner with me. And we're gonna get into this heavy, unfortunate topic that I just need to talk about because it's been on my mind lately every time I go on the internet, and I feel like I just wanna go there. The more you peruse an app like that, sometimes the algorithm is like, you know, I feel like I know you pretty well, but let's just toss a little in there and see, do you like this? You know, TikTok, you don't know me as well as you think you did. I think we've all seen the news articles about like, oh, ice cream, oh, yum, yum. People acting like NPCs and making literally like $7,000 a day. Where do we draw the line on some of this weird ass shit? Not just weird stuff like filming yourself sleeping and having hundreds of people tuning in to watch. I'm pretty sure that all of us have seen recently the controversy surrounding cracking eggs on your kid's head and causing them physical harm and emotional harm in order to laugh at them. I'm not the one. I will be the first to judge anybody who harms children for content. Holding phones in their face. Do it. Oh, you love mommy? I love you too, honey. Get in the shot. Aw, it's evil, weird shit. And I think when you picture it from the other side, like imagine when you see somebody like hugging somebody and you don't, this isn't what you see. And it's so weird. This isn't just about the kids, but this is what prompted me to make this because I'm just online and I am like flabbergasted that sometimes people don't see what they're doing and take a second pause to be like, should I put this on the internet? Because 99% of the time, the answer is no. I understand kids are cute, yada, yada, yada. Like, I get it. I get the whole thing. But look, it's weird and you should feel weird about it. Posting a little picture of your kid, like there's other reasons that people post their kids and they're not doing it for clout. I'm not talking about the typical mom who posts cute little videos of their kid on their private Instagram account. That's not what I'm talking about. I think that sometimes people can confuse when I say stuff like this. They're like, well, I've done that. Does that make me a bad person? No. It would only make you a bad person if your kid is crying and your first reaction is to film it like this. And are you sad? I know you are. That's weird. And I think that we've kind of normalized it as a society. And I think if you imagine what the back end picture of that would look like, it makes it a little more icky. Because you're seeing the kid in the video, but you have to imagine there's a person behind there with the camera during that vulnerable moment, shooting that camera in their kid's face and then being like, that's going on TikTok. I saw this TikTok and I thought it was just such a beautiful, beautiful example of what this might look like. So enjoy.
Hey, guess what? I'm taking all of your toys away. Here in my house, we pride ourselves on gentle parenting. So here's how I effectively manage a tantrum. Hey, are you pooping right now? Are you hiding because you're pooping? Oh, you want some privacy? Yeah, I don't think so. That's going on TikTok. Hey everyone, thanks for joining our live. Come here, baby. Come on. Come here. Everyone wants to see you. She's playing right now. Am I worried about predators saving videos of my kids? No. No, not at all. It's not really my job to worry about that. Like, there are people out there who care about that sort of thing, and it's like their job to protect kids online, and it's not my job. Just play with your toys or whatever. Here's our nighttime routine, starting with bath time. Hey, good morning, sweet. Can you smile and act like you're excited to see me? Let's try that again. Hey, good morning, sweetheart. I missed you so much.
This egg cracking thing. So I don't know if you guys have seen it and it's making its rounds. Everybody's talking about the egg cracking. But people are basically like standing with their kids and be like, oh, do you want to bake cookies with me or whatever? They set it up, they set the camera up, and then they crack the egg on the kid's head unexpectedly. A lot of the time the kid cries, rightfully so, because first of all, it would probably hurt to have an egg cracked on your head. But they thought that they were doing a fun little activity with mommy or daddy, and mommy and daddy just surprised them by smacking them in the head with an egg instead. And some kids find it funny, sure. Some kids don't. And they're a real human being with real feelings, real emotions. And to do weird shit like that for likes on the internet, like, stop and think about what you're doing. Stop and think about, why am I doing this and who am I doing this for? Am I doing this for my kid? Is this so that me and them can connect and bond and be funny together? Or am I doing this at the expense of my kid for a bunch of strangers on the internet? And I'll never agree with it, and I'll never think it's normal. I'll never get off my soapbox with people subjecting their kids to this kind of stuff. There was a video that people were sending me about a year and a half ago, I think, and it was this dad who dressed his kid up like Kevin from The Office and had him in the outfit and was having him holding a big pot of chili, and the kid was like, no, help, dad, help, help, and then he drops the chili. Look, people were sending it to me because I like The Office and they thought that I would think it was funny because I also have a kid. Not only did I not find that video funny, I found it to be abhorrent. It was so sad to me because for so many reasons, if you break it down and think about what's actually happening. The dad shaved the child's head into like that skullet look. You know what I'm talking about? Like the top is completely shaved, and the Kevin Malone, he shaved his child's head into that awful haircut for a child, like to make a joke video online. He dressed him up in that outfit, handed him a heavy pot of chili, and then the kid is pleading for his dad to help him while the dad stands there like this. Darkest timeline. It makes me physically ill to think of these children wondering like what the hell is going on, because kids naturally want to make their parents happy and want to do what makes their parents happy. And so they will play along with that stupid shit thinking that that's what makes you happy. And they'll even say things if you ask them, if you put the camera in their face later, did that bother you? They'll be like, no, I thought it was funny. Kids do that because they want to make you happy. And so when parents are being like, did that hurt your feelings, honey? See? He said it didn't hurt his feelings. So all of you guys are just being haters. No, we're not being haters. You're being a fucking asshole. And I cannot with parents that think that their kids are just this expendable joke that they don't have feelings, that they don't have emotions, that they don't feel betrayed by their parents. It's literally disgusting to me. Like, I get that from a back end, it's just a quick little video that you scroll and you might not think much about, but think about it. Think about it just for a little bit longer, and it's really bothersome. That Kevin Malone video, that was one of the times where when I was sent that video, I filmed my reaction to it on TikTok. It wouldn't have gone over very well because I was really, really mad and I was disgusted with that dad. I was kind of ripping him a new asshole, and it was not, I'm glad I didn't upload it, basically. But here I am today to say we're on the darkest timeline where people think when I'm filming this video right now, I have in the back of my mind, as I'm filming this, I'm gonna get shit for saying that that's not funny. And I don't care. I don't care anymore. That part of me has left the building. If you exploit your kids for money, you're a bad person. And I'm talking about exploiting your kids for money. I'm not talking about sharing mommy content and things like that and doing things that you don't think are harmful. I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about specifically people who go out of their way to film their children crying, filming intimate moments of their child's lives for content on the internet, filming them having a tantrum, filming them freaking out when it's not in an educational way. Like, I know that there are some pages, they'll have like a little clip of a child crying and then they'll be like, let's use this as an example of what we should do with parenting. I think that there's a fine line where it's like exploitive and then it's like educational or helpful. And I have had certain content be helpful. And I'm like, oh, I'm really glad that I was able to see that because I'm glad to see what to do or not to do. But I think there's a fine line because at the end of the day, we can talk about these things without needing to show like exact examples of it. And I think that we've just strayed so far into social media and so far into being online, like chronically online, that we don't even realize what's weird and wrong about stuff anymore. It's like all normalized to all of us, and it's not normal. Like, it shouldn't be normal. It should be side-eyed. Like, we should be side-eyeing a lot of this shit. And I think that like, it's really hard to know what to do on the internet. I'm not saying I'm some like saint of a mother. I've not done everything perfectly. I'm doing my best, but I don't think that some people are doing their best. I think that they're putting their own gain above the privacy and protection of their children by putting this shit on the internet, and not just putting it, like, you had to film it, edit it, watch it, and upload it. And they have to go through all of those steps. These people are actively choosing to not do the right thing because they've been told time and time again that to not do this stuff and that this stuff is harmful, and they are actively choosing not to listen to that. So that's why it upsets me so much, because I'm sitting here, somebody that tries so hard to do no harm and to minimize the amount of trauma that my child would ever go through, because I love him so much. The last thing I would ever want to do is be a source of that trauma in any way. And then to have your parents like sharing your most vulnerable stuff for a bunch of people on TikTok so that they can sell shit on TikTok shop. They can make commission off of items that, like, it just doesn't make any logical sense to me. They're like defending it. Like, no, you don't have to show your children in vulnerable positions to make your point. I've seen there are plenty of moms out there that I follow and dads out there that I follow that don't even show their kids, that you call moms and dads because you know their content is about kids, but it doesn't have to show the kids and it doesn't have to exploit the kids and show them like crying, like cracking an egg on your kid's head and them saying, "Mommy, why would you do that?" And then they're just laughing in their face. And some of them are crying and saying that it hurt, and then the people are just laughing at them. For what? For a video on TikTok. I can't wrap my mind around how people think that's funny. And I think what a lot of people have is that people kind of hate kids. And not everybody, obviously. I think a lot of people out there like kids, but I think that there is like a group of people out there that kind of hate kids. They kind of, I don't know, after having a kid and realizing how much his little emotions are real and that he's not a kid, he's a human being, he's a person, he's me, he is you, he is your dad, he is your grandpa, he is all of us. We were all little like that at one point, and we are so vulnerable, and you look to these big people around you as like your caregivers, and you're supposed to trust them. And then when they like do weird stuff, and then you're like, why did you do that? Like, why did you crack that egg on my head? They're real, and they're not just like a prop in a video. Like, I don't get it. I don't think it's funny, and nobody's gonna convince me that it's funny. Crack the egg on your own head. Sometimes my son wants to watch videos of trains. He's really into trains. Like, I've never met a child that's like, I would like to watch an electric intercity train, mommy. Like, he wants to watch a steam-powered locomotive. As a mom, I'm like, okay, let me go to YouTube and see if I can find a video of a train. Oh, and there's videos of trains. There's also videos of Thomas the train saying, chugga, 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 choo, choo, I'm gonna kill you. It's a real thing. And they disguise it under like the kids videos, so it looks like a kids video. And not only is it not a kids video, it's the scariest thing. It absolutely petrifies these children with their favorite character that's totally innocent down to like this scariest thing saying he's gonna kill them. Like, this is the type of thing I'm talking about. I think it kind of stems from like this hatred for kids, or like, let's get them, or I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like a societal thing. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but since I had my kiddo, I've noticed that people kind of like to scare kids, and it's like really weird. I don't know. I just don't really get where things are headed, and this is kind of an off the topic point of everything that I've been talking about, but I just think that there's sort of this disconnect between children and human beings, but not even just children. Some of the stuff that I'm just seeing, that it feels like we've kind of lost our way as a humanity. How far is too far, you know? And I don't know the answer to that. How far is too far? Obviously, sleeping is pretty not that big of a deal at the end of the day. If you want to watch somebody sleeping, hey, if you want to film yourself sleeping and it's working for you, that's fine. I don't really care. That was just an example. Really don't care about people posting videos of themselves sleeping. It was just an example to say some of the stuff that I have seen online and the things that people are doing for money are low-key humiliating sometimes. You do whatever works for you. I'm not shaming anybody that wants to do stuff, especially if you're a consenting adult and you're not hurting anybody. I don't care, really. At the end of the day, I really don't. I think that some people, you included, might be feeling like when you're watching this, like, dude, you're such a buzzkill. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a joke. Get over it. And I honestly probably would have felt that way a few years ago as well. I think I probably did. I was one of those people that used to laugh at this kind of stuff and not think it was that big a deal. And once I had my own child, realized that he's so important and his feelings are really important, and he really does take on those things and they matter. They're so a big deal to these little darlings, and he's such a real person with real feelings and real emotions and real heartache and heartbreak, and I don't know, it just crushes my heart to think that there are other children out there who might feel a little bit betrayed by their parent because their parent just shoved a camera in their face during a hard time. So I'd love to hear your opinion on this. What do you think? Do you think I'm way off base? Do you think that I'm way too soft? Do you think that I'm way too much of a crybaby little bitch? Probably, honestly, and I can understand that. I think that maybe I take the exact opposite side as other people, and I see why people think some of this stuff is funny. I get it, but there's just, I can understand. I'm not stupid. I can see why people are like, oh my God, it's just a joke, get over it. I get what you're saying. I just disagree. I think that we've gotten too comfortable with social media. We've gotten way too comfortable with some of the things we post, with some of the things we share, and some of the things that we think are okay. So I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on this, because I think that there is nuance to this conversation. However, I think, like I was saying before, at the end of the day, that's where I kind of fall on all of this stuff. Like, I'm not trying to be overly annoying about all of this stuff. I really don't want to be that person. But I'm also like, I feel like if somebody doesn't say it, it just kind of goes unchecked, and it's weird. I don't know. I just find it weird. I think that a lot of people, some people might not be doing it consciously, you know? Might not be a conscious thought in their mind. They just think this is normal and this is fine. But I think we need to think about, because like I was saying before, we don't have the long-term consequences and studies on this. We don't know. But what we do know is it what's best for our kids to be shoving a camera in their face during their hard moments, or making them cry for the laughs? I think that we all know that's not the case. And we could try to play dumb if we want, or we can try to be like, it's just a joke. Sometimes jokes can be hurtful, especially to little kids with really vulnerable emotions. Like, they're just having a hard time, and we have to grant them the grace of that and not post it all over the internet. I don't know. That's just me. So I guess in conclusion, all in all, I don't really care what consenting adults want to do. Like I said, it's really none of my business. I'm allowed to have an opinion about it, but I really don't care. I'm probably just a little wimpy kitty baby whiner, and that's probably true. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your opinions in the comments down below. Let me know if you think that I'm right, if you think that I'm wrong. Sometimes I just think that social media and the internet is sort of just trying to one up the last thing that you saw. And I wonder sometimes if it's sort of like regular things become sort of boring for people. They've seen it, so they need to one up it just a little bit. And by the end, we're doing some really odd things for views because everything else has kind of been done, and I don't like it. I think most of us can agree that harming children for views is bad. And the other stuff, like I said, the sleeping thing is just weird to me. I don't understand a lot of certain things that I see on the internet, but that doesn't mean that I care. Like, I'm not a fan of ASMR, but I don't care if you do it. But it's when it starts to become like, I don't know, it's fetishy, voyeuristic. I don't know, it just feels a little like, just when it's on a social media app where children can also find it, that it kind of bothers me. Because yes, parents should absolutely be monitoring what their kids do and do not see on the internet, and I don't think that children should have social media. I am not one of those people that believe that kids can safely use social media, like not at all, no, never. So it kind of worries me that kids could stumble upon this stuff, and some of the stuff I've seen is like borderline, and not just borderline, like it is not safe for children's eyes. But I guess that's the risk you take when you put your kids on social media. Anyway, this video got really weird, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and yeah, I will see you at the next one. Bye.